Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will delve into Western education philosophies. Whether you're just starting your journey in education or looking to refine your teaching skills, this session will provide you with valuable insights and practical strategies to enhance your classroom experience. We'll cover key areas stipulated within the Competency-Based Curriculum (CBC) Diploma Teacher Training Syllabus for Sociological and Philosophical Foundations of Education as certified by the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey to becoming a more effective and inspiring educator. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Let's get started. Western education philosophies refer to a collection of educational ideas, theories, and practices that have been developed in Western societies over time. These philosophies have evolved from the ideas of renowned Western thinkers and educators such as John Dewey, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Maria Montessori, and Friedrich Froebel, among others. They provide a framework for understanding the purpose of education, the process of learning, and the role of the teacher and student in the educational setting. Western education philosophies can be broadly categorized into two main branches, traditional and progressive. Traditional education philosophies emphasize the importance of a structured teacher-centered approach to learning where students are passive recipients of knowledge. This approach emphasizes the mastery of basic skills and knowledge and the development of good character and moral values. In contrast, progressive education philosophies prioritize the individual needs and interests of the student and emphasize the role of the teacher as a facilitator of learning. Progressive educators believe that students learn best through active participation in the learning process and that learning should be relevant to their lives and experiences. This approach values critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills and encourages students to take an active role in shaping their own education. Overall, Western education philosophies have had a significant impact on the development of educational systems and practices around the world and continue to shape the way we think about teaching and learning today. With that in mind, let's explore the traditional educational philosophy and classroom instruction. Western philosophical ideologies of education can influence the way that classroom instruction is designed and implemented. In this response, I will examine two prominent Western educational philosophies, traditional and progressive, and how they relate to classroom instruction. Let's begin with the traditional educational philosophy. The traditional educational philosophy emphasizes the importance of a structured teacher-centered approach to learning. In the classroom, this can manifest in a number of ways. For example, the teacher is often seen as the authority figure who imparts knowledge and skills to students. The curriculum is typically predetermined and students are expected to master basic skills and knowledge in a hierarchical manner. In terms of classroom instruction, traditional educational philosophy emphasizes lectures, direct instruction, and rote memorization. The teacher is responsible for presenting information to students in a clear and organized manner while students are expected to listen, take notes, and demonstrate their understanding through quizzes, tests, and other assessments. Now let's take a closer look at the progressive educational philosophy. Progressive educational philosophy prioritizes the individual needs and interests of the student and emphasizes the role of the teacher as a facilitator of learning. In the classroom, this can manifest in a number of ways. For example, the teacher is often seen as a guide or mentor who helps students to discover their own interests and passions. The curriculum is often more flexible and allows for student choice and exploration. In terms of classroom instruction, progressive educational philosophy emphasizes active experiential learning. This can include project-based learning, group work, and other collaborative activities that allow students to explore and apply concepts in a hands-on way. Teachers are often seen as co-learners with their students, encouraging critical thinking and creativity and helping students to develop problem-solving skills. In conclusion, both traditional and progressive educational philosophies have their strengths and weaknesses when it comes to classroom instruction. Traditional philosophy can provide students with a strong foundation in basic skills and knowledge, while progressive philosophy can foster critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Ultimately, the best approach to classroom instruction will depend on the specific needs and goals of individual students as well as the larger educational context in which they are situated. A skilled teacher will be able to draw on the strengths of both philosophies and tailor instruction to meet the needs of their students. Next, let's familiarize ourselves with the influence of Western philosophies on education. The influence of Western philosophies on education is significant and far-reaching. Western philosophy has shaped many aspects of modern education, including its goals, curriculum, pedagogy, and methods of assessment. Some of the most influential Western philosophies on education include: 1. Humanism. Humanism places emphasis on the individual and the value of human life. It emphasizes the importance of individual freedom and encourages students to develop their critical thinking skills. This philosophy has influenced modern education by emphasizing the importance of personal growth, self-expression, and creativity. 2. Rationalism. Rationalism places emphasis on reason and logic as the primary sources of knowledge. It has influenced modern education by promoting the importance of critical thinking, problem-solving, and analytical skills. 3. Empiricism. Empiricism places emphasis on the importance of observation and experimentation as sources of knowledge. It has influenced modern education by promoting the use of hands-on experiences, laboratory experiments, and other forms of active learning. 4. Pragmatism. Pragmatism places emphasis on practical experience and experimentation as the primary sources of knowledge. It has influenced modern education by emphasizing the importance of experiential learning, problem-solving, and real-world applications. 5. Existentialism. Existentialism places emphasis on the individual's subjective experience and personal freedom. It has influenced modern education by emphasizing the importance of self-discovery, self-realization, and personal responsibility. 6. Postmodernism. Postmodernism challenges the idea of objective truth and emphasizes the importance of multiple perspectives and subjective experiences. It has influenced modern education by promoting diversity, multiculturalism, and tolerance for different viewpoints. Furthermore, the influence of Western philosophies on education can be viewed in the following aspects. 7. Curriculum. Western philosophies have influenced the development of school curricula, particularly in terms of what subjects should be taught and how they should be taught. For example, the emphasis on rationalism has led to the inclusion of science, math, and logic in the curriculum, while the humanistic approach has led to the inclusion of arts, humanities, and social sciences. 8. Pedagogy. Western philosophies have also influenced the way teachers teach and students learn. For example, the emphasis on empiricism has led to the use of hands-on activities and experiments in science and other subjects, while the humanistic approach has led to the use of student-centered teaching methods that focus on the individual needs and interests of the learner. 9. Assessment. Western philosophies have influenced the way we assess student learning. For example, the emphasis on rationalism has led to the use of standardized tests and exams, while the humanistic approach has led to the use of alternative forms of assessment such as portfolios and project-based learning. 10. Teacher education. Western philosophies have also influenced the way teachers are trained and prepared for their roles in the classroom. For example, the emphasis on humanism has led to the development of teacher training programs that focus on the importance of empathy, understanding, and communication with students. In conclusion, the influence of Western philosophies on education is vast, and these philosophies have shaped the way we think about education today. These philosophical ideas have influenced modern education by promoting critical thinking, problem-solving, individualism, and experiential learning, among other things. Moving forward, let's apply Western philosophies to promote learning. There are several relevant aspects of Western philosophies that can be applied to promote learning. Here are some examples. 1. Humanism. The humanistic approach emphasizes the importance of the individual and the value of human life. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should focus on the unique needs and interests of each student. This can be achieved by allowing students to choose their own topics for projects or assignments and by providing opportunities for self-expression and creativity. 2. Empiricism. The empiricist approach emphasizes the importance of observation and experimentation as sources of knowledge. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should encourage students to engage in hands-on experiences, laboratory experiments, and other forms of active learning. This can help students to develop a deeper understanding of the concepts being taught and to retain the knowledge for a longer period of time. 3. Pragmatism. The pragmatic approach emphasizes the importance of practical experience and experimentation as sources of knowledge. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should provide opportunities for students to apply what they have learned in real-world situations. This can be achieved by using case studies, simulations, and other forms of experiential learning. 4. Rationalism. The rationalist approach emphasizes the importance of reason and logic as sources of knowledge. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should encourage students to think critically and to analyze information in a logical way. This can be achieved by using problem-solving exercises, debates, and other forms of analytical activities. 5. Existentialism. The existentialist approach emphasizes the importance of the individual's subjective experience and personal freedom. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should encourage students to explore their own values and beliefs and to develop a sense of personal responsibility. This can be achieved by using reflective writing exercises, class discussions, and other forms of self-exploration activities. 6. Postmodernism. The postmodernist approach challenges the idea of objective truth and emphasizes the importance of multiple perspectives and subjective experiences. To promote learning using this approach, teachers should encourage students to explore and appreciate diversity, multiculturalism, and different viewpoints. This can be achieved by incorporating a range of perspectives and voices in the curriculum using materials and resources that reflect diverse cultural and social backgrounds and creating a safe and inclusive learning environment. By applying these relevant aspects of Western philosophies to promote learning, teachers can help students to develop a deeper understanding of the concepts being taught, to retain the knowledge for a longer period of time, and to become more engaged and invested in their own learning. This lesson wouldn't be complete without us appreciating the influence of Western philosophies on the learning process. The influence of Western philosophies on the learning process cannot be overstated. Western philosophical ideas have shaped the way we think about teaching and learning and have contributed to the development of modern education systems. Here are some key ways in which Western philosophies have influenced the learning process. 1. Emphasis on critical thinking. Western philosophical traditions, particularly rationalism and empiricism, emphasize the importance of reason and evidence in understanding the world. This has led to an emphasis on critical thinking in the learning process, which involves evaluating arguments and evidence, analyzing information, and developing reasoned opinions. 2. Emphasis on experiential learning. Western philosophies, particularly pragmatism and existentialism, emphasize the importance of learning through experience. This has led to the development of experiential learning methods such as hands-on activities, case studies, and simulations, which allow students to apply what they have learned in real-world contexts. 3. Emphasis on individualism. Western philosophies, particularly humanism and existentialism, emphasize the importance of individual rights, freedom, and autonomy. This has led to a focus on personalized learning, which takes into account the unique needs and interests of each student. 4. Emphasis on diversity. Western philosophies, particularly postmodernism, emphasize the importance of recognizing and valuing diversity and different perspectives. This has led to a greater focus on multicultural education and the use of materials and resources that reflect diverse cultural and social backgrounds. 5. Emphasis on creativity. Western philosophies, particularly existentialism and pragmatism, emphasize the importance of creativity and self-expression in the learning process. This has led to a greater emphasis on arts education and the use of creative teaching methods such as project-based learning and design thinking. 6. Emphasis on scientific inquiry. Western philosophies, particularly empiricism and rationalism, have contributed to the development of scientific inquiry and the scientific method. This approach involves systematically testing hypotheses and theories using empirical evidence and has led to a greater understanding of the natural world. Scientific inquiry has also led to the development of evidence-based teaching methods which have been shown to be effective in promoting learning. 7. Emphasis on moral and ethical education. Western philosophical traditions, particularly virtue ethics and deontology, emphasize the importance of moral and ethical education. This has led to a greater focus on character education and the development of ethical reasoning skills in students. Moral and ethical education is important for preparing students to become responsible and ethical members of society. 8. Emphasis on lifelong learning. Western philosophical traditions, particularly pragmatism and existentialism, emphasize the importance of lifelong learning. This has led to a greater emphasis on developing skills and habits that enable individuals to continue learning and adapting throughout their lives. This includes developing critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and a desire for self-improvement. Overall, the influence of Western philosophies on the learning process has been significant and enduring. These philosophical traditions have contributed to the development of modern education systems that aim to promote critical thinking, experiential learning, individualism, diversity, creativity, scientific inquiry, moral and ethical education, and lifelong learning. By recognizing and appreciating the influence of Western philosophies on education, we can continue to develop effective and innovative approaches to teaching and learning that prepare students for success in the 21st century. And that marks the end of this lesson. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you found it valuable and helpful towards your diploma teacher training course. Remember, your role as an educator goes beyond imparting knowledge. You're shaping the future by empowering young minds. Stay committed to continuous learning and professional development. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational content, and feel free to leave your questions and comments below. See you in the next video.